Hello Aquarius, this is Victoria from Mindful Bamboo and I'm here with your November tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life, your career and workspace, and we'll get you guidance from the universe on how to best navigate the energies of the month of November. At the end, I'll post some messages for you in love, whether you have somebody specific on your mind or you're looking to find someone or you're recovering from a heartbreak. This will be guidance for what to pay attention to and what to do next. All right, and we'll start with an oracle card to get the general vibe for the energy of the months. Let's see. Oh, that's too many. We'll shuffle a little more. Let's see what we have for Aquarius. And of course, don't forget to tune in to my new TV show, Mindfully Awake, every Friday night at 6 p.m. EST. You can actually just search for it. It's available on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the major podcast platforms. Or, of course, you can follow the playlist on this channel for the episodes that have aired so far. I try to add the new episodes in relatively quickly, so maybe like within a couple of days after the new episode airs. So it's usually pretty much up to date. And of course, if you have ideas for new shows, for new topics, let me know in the comments. One more thing, I have decided to do a sweepstake entry to win a free personal reading with me. So you can do that between now and October 31st. All you need to do is be subscribed to the channel and leave 5 comments on any of my videos, and that account will be entered into the sweepstakes automatically. And then we will do a reading for you based on your questions. It can either be a live version on Zoom or a recorded version that I will send to you later. So up to you, but it's exciting and good luck to everyone. Of course, remember that this is a general reading. It's for Sun, Moon and Rising Aquarius. And if you like what I'm doing, then please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I will really appreciate that. So, you've got the single-mindedness card, Aquarius. Choose your own path and what is best suited to you. So, Aquarius as a sign is very good at thinking about the community, humanity at large. That's the essence, right? Aquarius thrives on helping others and knowing that they're making the impact in the world generally. But this one is kind of a bit of a challenge, you know, to do it exactly the opposite way, at least for once. And I would say the more you do it, the better. And you know, it doesn't have to be selfish. At least it means that you know what your needs are and you're able to go for those. We're still in the time when we have North Node in Aries and South Node in Pisces. And Aries is really asking, and the nodes are about, for those who don't know, about your mission and purpose, about your karmic path in this lifetime. So Aries is very much about me, myself, and I, right? So Aries really pushing us to connect our karmic past, our purpose in life, where we're headed, with our personal needs and wants, right? Some of them quite intimately personal. But it's, you know, we're still living in the day and age where we grew up learning about the world, that we're supposed to think of other people, we're supposed to be helpful, we are not supposed to take up too much space or be too loud or whatever, you know, especially growing up as children. And then that's really good premise for actually leaving our personal needs, wants, preferences, passions even behind. So this is a reminder to go back to that space. And if it feels scary, do it in one area of your life, or do it at least for a week. You know, take that week for yourself and do exactly what you feel you want to do. Not what you need to do based on what others expect from you. For your love life, we have Two of Earth, we have Eight of Water, and we have Messenger of Fire. For your workspace, we see the High Priestess. This is Pisces energy. It could be dealing with a Pisces. We see Love, which is Lovers, and that's Gemini. Always interesting to see a Lovers card in the workspace, isn't it? And we see Eight of Air. That's what gets tricky. For your advice, there is Three of Earth, Page of Water, and Five of Earth. All right. Bottom of the deck, Two of Air. So yeah, there's several twos here actually, and you know, generally there is like an energy of either indecision or of considering several options, and that could be in a relationship, that could be just with what you do next in your life, right? So there is some kind of a choice that you need to make, and obviously with what I was already telling you just now, it's very important to lean into your personal needs and preferences, not what would make sense on paper, what would your friends or family approve of, or you know, I don't want to you know, hurt that person's feelings or something. No, this is about what really works for you. But don't just base it on a whim, on a quick emotion, right? Like, do your homework. And I'm not saying emotions aren't important, but in a moment, it's not necessarily going to be an informed decision, right? Because we tend to react out of what our nervous system perceives, right? And it's usually a pretty basic program that it functions on, right? And when we make important decisions, it's clearly not nearly enough. If we are in danger, that of course that system helps, and that's why it helps, because it's so simple, right? But when we make big decisions, we definitely want to put our, you know, mind and heart into it, so it's more authentic and we aren't gonna have regrets down the line. When it comes to your love space, yeah, so first thing I saw was definitely that there is a consideration of two options. We see these two pentacles here, and it's almost like there is no right and wrong choice here, or it's not very obvious, right? Hence the hesitation, because both options are beneficial in some way, right? So there is this kind of a feeling of like, how do I do this? And you may want to go by your passion. The Messenger of Fire is the Knight of Wands in the usual deck. So it's about passion, it's about physical intimacy, it's about that sexual drive, right? So that could play a very strong card here for you. But also remember about emotional fulfillment. It's just as important. And there is at least one, well, at least one of two. There is one option here. I don't like to call people options, but you know, that's what we're talking about. One of the choices where the person really made you happy, where you had a lot of great times together, where you laughed, I don't know, maybe even partied, right? But it was great, and in those moments you realized like, this is my person, or you know, like, this is really special. Go back to those. I'm not saying disregard the sexual intimacy, but remember that it's not an be all end all, right? At the end of the day, it's not gonna be the factor that will keep you happy or keep this relationship going long term. Of course, that is if you're interested in a long-term relationship. For your career, we have very interesting major arcana here. We see the High Priestess and Love, and we also see Eight of Air. So both of these cards are a lot about feelings, a lot about heart space. Well, actually, it's all about heart space in this case. And you may be thinking, oh, how's that connected to my work life, right? But in any and every aspect of our life, every decision that we make, we can be following love or we can be following fear. And that's what this is. This is like the self-sabotaging part of it, right? So there is gonna be like a really special flow emotionally in the workspace in November. It could be for a particular project with a specific team, or even with a specific client. And it may be so good, it may feel so good that it may start scaring you, right? Like maybe this person is manipulating me, or is this now inappropriate? And of course, use your discernment in that area. But the truth is that it's scary mostly because you haven't really experienced it before in in with your occupation. It doesn't have to be like actual job, it can be a hobby too. But this is, let's just call it workspace, just for the benefit of this conversation, and you take it how it resonates for you. Maybe you just haven't had a situation where you felt this way, right? Where it was so grand, where you felt like it's changing you as a human being generally, right? So it's definitely much more than just work, right? But look, these are major arcanas. This is the source of personal growth that's been brought to you. This is fate, this is divinely orchestrated, right? So the only thing that can spoil it is you overthinking it and self-sabotaging your growth, your happiness, and deeper fulfillment, understanding better who you are and what you want to build in this life. And that, to me, speaks to the Aquarius outline, to what moves you, to what inspires you, right? So this is like a completely new level of involvement that's in the cards. And then finally we have the advice, 3 of Earth, Page of Water, and 5 of Earth. Yes, it's really important to find the healthy collaboration, but not out of the need of like, I don't think I can do this alone, but whether it's personally or professionally, but more from a place of like, there's more that we can create with this person, right? Or there are definitely gaps that I have in my knowledge or in my experience, but together we can build something beautiful. Or if it's a personal relationship, it's like, I've already been living a pretty good life, but I feel like with the other person, with this friend or with this life partner, we can create something magnificent, or there's actually something that I can give also, that I can share with this person, right? So again, the setup and the storytell is super important, and you can be finding or can be looking for a partnership out of love or out of lack, out of fear of being alone or feeling like you're not gonna make it on your own, right? Very, very different energy, and that's gonna be the energy that will attract that other person, and that's what we are gonna get essentially. So you want to make sure that that premise is good, that the starting point is healthy and loving. Let's get some messages for Aquarius in love. What do they need to know right now? We see the wedding rings. Wow. Wedding, union, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. This is so beautiful. And we'll get one more, just girl with a snake. Being charmed or used, enable boundaries. You see, these energies go hand in hand. And it's up to you to discern, whether there is a manipulation in the relationship, or it's true, it's destined, and you want to build a long-term partnership. It can be married specifically, it doesn't have to be, right? It's more about commitment, right? How are you making choices to commit to someone or not? Have you ever committed to someone? Or you also always think that the person is out to get you, or, it's always going to be unfair, or they're always going to use you, take advantage of your resources or your good nature, right? It's very important how you're approaching this. And I'm not saying that, if there is somebody toxic in your life, just go with it. No, of course. And that's exactly why we're having this conversation, so that, especially since it looks like you do have choices in love, it's very important to be able to differentiate the two, right? But do it not from an emotional reaction place, but from a place of a deeper knowledge, from intuition, if you wish. And also, obviously, you can have some external confirmation, like there is education on this as well. There are ways you can tell. And more importantly than ever, look at what will give you happiness along the way. Or if you feel like there is already a lot of disbalance and discomfort, then, that's what's gonna grow. That's what you're gonna accumulate with time. So if you still want to go with that relationship, but you find that it's unhealthy right now, it doesn't mean it's a deal breaker necessarily, but there's something that needs to change there. And it's up to you to use your voice and raise it. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. I hope this was useful for you guys. If so, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And until next time,